Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another live pregame podcast. We lit, we live, and while y'all at it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We in here. Hey, yo. Y'all rocking with the new colors, yo? Y'all rocking with it? Y'all like it? Hey, yo, shout out to the new logo. Shout out to the new colors. This is something we've been working on for a while. Shout out to my guy. I gotta shout him out. Andrew Blackwell, our designer, he cooked it up. I had a vision for what I wanted. I wanted something to pop, and he got it. Like he set it up. So look, man, you already know we're gonna say, hold on one second, because I see a lot of appreciate you. We got a lot of love already. Fire. I appreciate it, man. Hard work pays off, y'all. Hard work definitely pays off. Let me Vashai is on her way. I need to send her something real quick. So you already know what I'm gonna say. What y'all pulling up with? If y'all new here, pardon me for the pause. I gotta do something real quick. Working real quick. Let's see. All right, cool. All right. Hey, yo, look, I'm getting a lot of love. Appreciate you. New color screen go. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Little pop. Hey, my biggest thing, I told him, like, look, I don't want it close to the Seattle Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? We Panther fans over here. But the man hooked it up, man. He cooked. So shout out to Andrew. For those who are new here, welcome to the Pregame Podcast. It's your fusion of sports and pop culture where we talk about a little bit of everything. And you always got to pull up. You always got to like, comment, subscribe, because you never know who's going to pull up to the pregame. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. We already got a lot of people in already. So one thing I will say, if you're new here, one thing that we love to do at the pregame to start it off is we want to ask you what you're pulling up with to the pregame this week. If you ever been to a pregame, whether you go now, whether you used to go back in the day, if you old like me, you always know that you never come empty-handed to a pregame unless you're Vashti. Vashti comes to the pregame empty-handed because that's what V can do. That's what she can do. But I'm not talking about something that you're going to bring in terms of something tangible, but basically, how was your week? What kind of energy, what kind of vibe are you pulling up with? You know what I mean? So go ahead and drop in the chat what y'all pulling up with. I already see people in the chat. You pulling up with joy, pulling up feeling blessed. I love it. I'm pulling up with just positive, great vibes, y'all. Like, this is something we've been working on for a while in terms of the logo, the new logo, all those different things. I'm just excited. Like, pregame is we're on the move, y'all. We're on the move, and y'all been with us, rocking with us since day one. So I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you have not seen it yet, we dropped at noon today our interview with Nashad Davis, In the Mind of an NFL Agent Part 1. Lit. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We getting a lot of positive feedback already in the comments. People have messaging us just saying, like, it was great. Keep the content rolling. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all share it. Make sure y'all like it so it hits the algorithm so we can get more people to pull up to the pregame, because that's what it's all about. Cool. I see people saying they pulling up with excitement. Chaz, I appreciate you, man, for dropping the YouTube link. Make sure y'all come over, come rock with us. We're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram. No, we're not live on Instagram right now, but we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitter. So I appreciate y'all for pulling up. We got a lot to talk about today. First thing, when Vashti gets here, I want to hear how the combine went for her. But we're in what I call Delulu season, aka off season. It's the time where every person thinks that every player is coming to their team. And hey, yo, look. You got me. That's me included. All right. I'm just going to keep it a buck. That's me included. But we got a lot to talk about. And the way that I'm going to do it tonight is different than what we usually do. So usually I put it out in themes of like, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about basketball. We're going to talk a little bit about football. We're going to talk a little bit about pop culture. We're going to combine and mesh everything together. So this is where you really get your fusion of sports and pop culture tonight. And I sent the agenda over to Vashti and Shad, and I said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna have statements tonight, and I want you to finish the sentence. So these statements can be about whatever, and we'll have pictures. You know how we do here at the pregame. And I want them to finish the sentence, and then we're gonna dive into it. All right. Now, you know how we get down this podcast. I want this to be interactive, so y'all drop in the comments if y'all agree, if y'all disagree, all those different things. I want y'all to drop all of those in the comments because we appreciate you all whenever you all say whether you agree or disagree. So y'all just let me know what y'all think about that. Speaking of that, we got somebody in the building, Vashti. What's up with you? How are you?
Tired.
You've been on the road, right? You just got back? Didn't you have to go down to Durham? Was that yesterday? I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know what day of the week. I barely know what day of the week it is. So where's Shad at?
Shad, Dan's duty, cheer dad. He got to go pick up some props. They got a competition this weekend. He messaged me a little earlier, so he on that dance dad. You know it's dance season, so he just
It's
messaged me not
always
so long ago.
dance season.
It feel like it's always dance season. Were you a dancer growing up?
No.
Why you look like that? I just asked a simple question. Hey, Vashta, how was the combine? How was the vibe? Like, was it different than what you like? It seemed a little quieter than what I've seen in the past in terms of things that get out, right? The most exciting thing or the funniest thing was you and Sheena going back and forth on Twitter about the drinking and the falling asleep thing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean the combine was what it was. I really wasn't outside like I usually am. I just wasn't in the mood for it. But yeah. I mean nothing
Crazy.
crazy. Excuse me.
No, bless you. Nothing crazy.
Mm-mm.
So nothing to report back.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so first things first, you know how we're gonna get down. I got pregame reactions. So the first thing that we do is I have one part of the agenda that I do not share with Vashti or Shad because I want their initial reaction. I want to hear what they think about X, Y, and Z, right? So I got the first one. One is have you heard you know Lenny Williams. You know who Lenny Williams is.
Yes.
Did you hear that song that dropped this week?
It was sent to me, but I'm not listening to it.
Oh, it's okay. We're about to listen to a little bit of it right now, though, because I want you to.
I'm not interested.
What you mean? I need to hear your thoughts on this because I heard a little bit.
I'm not gonna have any thoughts. But if you want to play it for the people, go ahead.
Nah, I think you got it. I need your thoughts, Vashti.
I have no thoughts.
Look, you have no thoughts. All right, we'll see. Here we go.
Got a baby boy now, and I love him very much. He's my pride and joy now. I said congratulations. Got a baby boy now, and I love him very much. He's my pride and joy now. I said congratulations. She said congratulations. I looked at her again and started since the stutter. Hell no, it's yours. What the it's yours. How could it be when I was wrapped up like a thug? It was only one time when I came to visit. Now you better tell me the truth, girl. Who baby is it? It's yours. Couldn't.
Did he say who baby is it? How old is Lenny Williams? How old is Lenny Williams? What he talking about is yours. All right, so here's my thing on it, man. First off, I heard somebody sent this to me at work, right? Somebody sent it to me from work, and they was like, "Yo, listen to the song," and I was like, first off, I can't tell you the last time I heard a Lenny Williams song in Big 2025, but does this sound like somebody to you, or am I tripping? And you know, I feel like you know who I'm about to say.
Who? Ron Isley?
No, that sound like that was made for R. Kelly. That's like an R. Kelly song.
Well, you know, R. Kelly was the one who wrote all of Ron Isley's stuff when he made his comeback. So it is along those same lines. I mean, I said Ron Isley because of the age and the type of song, but all of those songs were written by R. Kelly. So they do have the same vibe. I have no opinion.
I feel as though that he should not be talking about anything like this at his big age. It just don't hit. I don't know what he was thinking in terms of in the video and everything. It was just I was thrown off. I was perplexed on that.
What's age got to do with anything?
It, here's how I feel about it. Like when you get to a certain age, to me as an artist, there's different things you need to be talking about. Not talk about it's yours and meeting a girl at the club and I ain't seen you in a while, but it's yours and I only hit one time and now you saying this baby's mine.
So if he was
Type.
talking about dying, would we be talking about
Nah,
this
but I'm not
song?
saying about dying, but it could literally be something around like, hey, I don't know. Like I feel as though to me personally, as artists mature, I feel like their music should mature. For instance, I'm going to a whole different genre, but I'm gonna use Jay-Z for an example. He went from the drug dealing type stuff that he was talking about to then like, hey, you know what? His music kind of matured in terms of talking about art. Now things that people would understand. I made enough money, I can do this, that, and the third. But it wasn't the same type of content that he was doing before. It just threw me
I mean,
off with this
Jay-Z
one.
always talked about getting money. It's just a different way that he's getting money now. I mean, before he was getting money from the drugs. Now he's getting money legally, but he always references his drug background. As far as like artists should mature with their music, I understand that. But if Lenny Williams was talking about things that were probably more age appropriate, like going to the doctor, Medicaid,
Not like that. Nobody's gonna make music like that.
I mean, we would not be talking about the song. But
Mm.
because he's talking about it's yours and baby mama and in the club, you and others have indulged
I like how
in
you
the
didn't put
song.
yourself in that. You and
I
others.
did not. You forced this on me.
I did force it because I know if I would have put this in agenda, you'd have been like, "Now, Carlo, we ain't talking about no Lenny Williams." But I thought it was. I was like,
Same
"Yo,
thing
what?"
I did now. By the way, Lenny Williams is 80 years old. He just turned 80 February 16th.
Hey, he looked good for 80 though. You know, black don't
Shout
crack.
out to the Aquarius.
Black don't crack. Shout out to him. No, I saw that and I was like, I don't know. But no, I got some more for you. So this one's a little blurry, but let's get into this particular video. So hold on one second. All right. So let's go over to Kevin Durant. A lot of stuff been going on with Kevin Durant. A lot of noise has been saying that he's not happy at Phoenix. Mike Budenholzer is trying to talk to him, and he rips away from Coach, like, yo, don't put your hands on me, right? Vashta, you see something like this. You've been around a lot of different basketball players from like college and all those different things, but as a professional basketball player at Durant's age and what he's done in the league, is this a red flag for you, or is this something? Does this show you that he's out of there this offseason?
This little clip doesn't give the full picture because if you watch the full video, Durant did come back and approach his head coach, and it seems like they had a discussion about whatever this was regarding. So I feel like, you know, and when I actually saw the full clip first, and then I saw this piece of a clip. Obviously, he's upset about either a play call, or whatever, but this is not abnormal. Like, people, you want your players to be passionate about what they're doing, but with context, this is not as bad as what it appears when you're just looking at this clip.
Yeah, and I think one thing that players know, but they're under a microscope. Everybody is going to have a camera out. Everybody has some type of footage on whatever's going on in that particular arena while they're playing. And so while they're coming out and you're seeing him do something like this, of course they're going to blow it up and say it's something going on. The interesting thing about this, and the reason I think that this is blown up, is the fact that he has already there've been some rumors, if you will, let me put it that way. There's been some rumors about him being unhappy at Phoenix and him potentially leaving during the offseason. Now, because of this, now people are bets have gone up on where he's going to go next year, whether it's Spurs, whether it's the Lakers, all those different things. And everybody knows that Durant is somebody who, when conflict starts to happen, he's out. He's like, yo, I'm out of here. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen moving forward. But it was very interesting that this happens after all this news starts to come out. So, very curious.
I also think it's important to look at responses, and we get caught up in these little things. Like I said, not showing a few moments later where he did coach his head coach as a leader on the team and they had a discussion. But when asked after the game, he says basically what I said, that we are competitive as two individuals who want to see things done the right way, and sometimes my way ain't the way that Bud want to do it, and vice versa. He allows me as a player on the team, a veteran on this team, to voice my opinion. If both didn't care, we would never have stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's exactly what I said. Like, of course, like KD, oh, and then you got the coach. So it's like he's pissed about what's going on in the play on the court. You would rather have that than apathy. I just don't like the way people try to blow up that kind of stuff. It's I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna get into another conversation earlier about media blowing up things with players. But that's one reason I wanted to bring up this Kevin Durant thing. Next thing, did you see the Oscars and see Halle Berry kiss her old coworker in the mouth right in front of her husband?
No.
So here's a video, right? So everybody knows Halle Berry. She goes up to him and she says, "I'm sorry, Georgina, I have to do this." The lady in black is his wife, and she gives him a big wet kiss on the mouth and then starts talking to her after. Now, Vashai, last time we had you on, I know you were talking about it's a mandemic, right? If that was your man, are you allowing this to happen in front of everybody like this? Like, what is your reaction if you are Lady in Black? Your husband is, let's just say, your
some stuff is just celebrity stuff, Carlo. This is celebrity stuff. This is stuff that we would never experience as regular people in the club or at a party. This is celebrity people problems. Vashti would never have this type of situation happen. This is what happens on a red carpet in Hollywood amongst celebs with cameras. That's what this is. And now we talking about it. See, this is what I'm saying. We have all of this stuff that provides shock value, and then we're talking about it. Vashti is never gonna have a woman come up and kiss her man in the mouth. Who am I?
I'm saying if you were famous, if you were in a situation, it's a hypothetical.
If I were famous, I wouldn't care because it's Hollywood problems. I'm in Hollywood. This is the red carpet. Like, I understand what show business is, and now you got people talking about who I don't know that woman. Who is that? Georgina Chapman? I heard you say Georgina.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay,
yeah.
You sure?
I don't know. I know her name is Georgina.
Okay. Well, who knows and who cares, right? If I were in Hollywood, I would probably not even care. They all be doing that freaky stuff anyway. Who cares?
Hey,
I'm in Hollywood. I'm a starlet. I'm Halle Berry. I'm Georgina Chapman. Like, who cares?
Hey, look.
But Vashti wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have that problem going to the club here in Charlotte. Those rich people problems, Carlo. I'm not there.
I'm not there either. I don't know nothing about that, but I just know how personally right now, Carla, who is not rich, I know how I would react. You know what I'm saying? Like if my wife was sitting there and I'd be like, yo, like, that's a conversation we got to have. Like, yo, chill. I'm not trying to blow up and make TMZ show up, but that's just crazy. Like, to be that comfortable and say, hey, I'm sorry, I got to do this, and give him a kiss. Like, I understand I think they've done movies together. They got history. I get all that. But that's just a little interesting to me. And I don't know if chat, I don't know if I'm the only one there, but that's just wild to me, personally.
These rich people problems. I don't have no, listen, Hollywood different. I don't know nothing about it.
Hollywood's scary.
I ain't scared by it, but it's different. It's how it is. So this
I mean, but is that an excuse though? Like, Hollywood's different. It's just like, is that an excuse for this?
It is an excuse. It is an excuse. Culturally, background, all of that stuff is different. Spades in my house gonna be different from spades in somebody else's house. Cooking in my house is gonna be different than cooking in somebody else's house. Absolutely, it matters. So how they move in Hollywood is different than how they move in Charlotte. How they move in Atlanta is different than how they move in Charlotte. All of that stuff does matter. This is Hollywood-ish. None of my business.
Sips tea. All right.
I mean, yeah. I wish I could see the comments, Carlo. We gotta fix this. This
Yo,
don't make
I
no
told
sense.
you, I told you
Bruh,
about this
no, I'm
the
not
thing on the
doing it anymore.
side.
It's not. It says no comments.
That's insane because you should be able to see it on the side and then click view comments. You should see them.
No. It says no comments.
That's wild. All right, so I'll show you some. I'll pull up some comments. One person said it was a payback from a previous Oscar show. So that's good to know. I did not have that context. Either way, that's still wild. Let's see. Oh, the context starts back in 2003 when Brody kissed her on stage while receiving his award. Okay, I guess you say it is Hollywood stuff, but somebody said that they disagree. Women and men do the craziest stuff every day. Tis true. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
So everyone, you got people agree, and disagreeing with you and me. So that's how people feel about it. Let's get into some of the finish the sentences piece. So I'm going to have a statement, Vashti. I'm gonna show you a picture, give you context, and I'm gonna say a sentence or a statement, and I want you to finish it. All right. First things first. We've talked about this gentleman before on the pod. Boy balling. All right. He's the truth. Right. I already told y'all I want him in the Hornets jersey. That's just me being
Hornets. I thought you were LA fan.
I knew she was gonna say it. I
Why
was
you
waiting
want him
for
in
it.
Charlotte?
Because look, we had this conversation already, Vashti. I told you that I am a Lakers fan, right? And last week I broke down the tiers of fandom, right? So you got different tiers of fandom. I am not like a super fan. I'm not as big of a Lakers fan as I am a Panthers fan. So I would say I'm like a casual fan for the Lakers. So at the same time, like I still got to root for the home team with the Hornets, but it's still Laker game.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Somebody G-checked me on my fandom for the Lakers. So I was out with my line brother. And when his homeboys pulled up, we talking. He was like, we talking about sports. And he was like, yo, you a Lakers fan? And I was like, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. This and the third. He was like, who was on the roster in 2015? And I was like, shoot, I don't remember. I remember rooting for the Panthers during 2015. He was like, you ain't no real fan. You ain't no real fan. I was like, yo, is it levels to this? And so I did my research and I made up tiers for fandom. So yeah, either way, my sentence is, or my statement is, because of, it's big right now in college basketball, the one and dones. You know what I'm saying? They have a good season, they're out of here, right? And you asked a great question, Vashti, around like, hey, are you coming back? Are you not coming back? And he gave you the PR answer, the Bryce Young-ish type of answer. So my question to you, and I'm going to answer as well, is Cooper Flagg coming back another year is what? My answer is Cooper Flagg coming back another year. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think that he's one and done. I think he's out of here. He is a first pick off the board. I think he's out of here unless Duke sends him a crazy bag, which I don't know if that's going to happen. What say you?
Cooper Flagg is having fun.
Okay.
You take
Explain
that how
that.
you want to take it. No, he's having fun. Listen, if Zion wasn't pushed out of Duke because he was number one overall, Zion would have stayed another year. Zion was not ready to go pro. Zion liked the carefreeness of playing college basketball, the lack of responsibility and pressure that comes with being the number one overall pick. If you were to ask Zion now if he would have stayed in college another year, or if NIL was around when Zion was playing, I think he would have opted to stay another year.
Yeah.
Like, that professional world is different. Any professional player that I asked the best years of their life, it was when they were playing college sports
Mhm.
because there is a looseness, there's a carefreeness. It's not a job.
Yeah.
Like I remember I went to school on a music scholarship. When I went to UNC Charlotte on a music scholarship, music became a job. I no
Mm.
longer would sit at the piano and play for hours just for relaxation. I would try to like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this. So there are different when you love something, and sometimes like even now, so like sports journalism is a job, but I still love it. And sometimes hopefully you're able to find a job that you're able to love and all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
also like these are the best times of Cooper Flags' life right now. Once you go number one overall, the game changes, the expectation changes. Yeah, the money changes,
Yeah.
but bro, I'm making 7 figures right now in
Yeah.
college. So, I think he's going to leave, but I don't think the decision is as easy or as cut and dry as people think it is
Right.
because of NIL. And then I believe next year there's revenue sharing, which means they're getting even more
Oh
money.
shoot.
So, like, I mean, I think like and he's gonna you number one overall, who knows what could happen. And he is
Yeah.
a basketball lover. He wants to play basketball. That's what he wants to do with his life. So he will leave. But all things considered, ideally, if he could go number one overall next year and not risk injury or anything, he would stay another year at Duke. He loves
Mm.
it.
Mm. And they love him. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And I think,
Everybody loves him.
yeah, no, he's a
Even
baller.
UNC fans.
Yeah.
Even UNC fans UNC fans who are Hornets fans have put their UNC fandom aside to root for Cooper Flag to be on the Hornets
Yeah.
basketball team.
Now here's this is something that we didn't plan for, but I have to ask you that question because he's in that room too. Slim, is he going or is he staying?
Slim is a bigger question mark because I don't know where he is on draft boards right now. I think if he has played his way into the first round, I think he has to go.
Okay.
I think he has to go. If not, I would not leave. I would not leave a situation like Duke if I'm not guaranteed a first round pick
Nah,
as a
that's
first
real.
round pick. Those second rounders, there's really no guarantee at all. But like, there's more
Facts.
stability around being a first round pick. So I don't know what the NBA mock drafts are saying. I could try to look it up real quick. But
Yeah, I
if
don't
he's
know.
a first round pick, I'm leaving. If he's not a first round pick, I'm staying.
Yeah. Now I feel that. I don't know if he does stay. I think that's going to change the game for college basketball in terms of NIL and how it impacts the NBA. So I'm very
And he
curious of
may
what he's going to do.
transfer. That's another thing. Who's to say
I
he'll
don't
stay at Duke?
I don't know if he'll transfer Vashti. I
I'm
don't know
trying to
about that.
tell you. I'm trying to tell you that's nothing is off the table.
We'll see. I think March.
And I know that. I know that as a fact.
Yeah.
I know that as a fact. So
We'll see how far they go in March
ain't-
Madness. I think that'll determine a lot too.
this ain't conjecture. It ain't about March Madness. It's business now. It's about that money.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying in terms of whether he will stay or go. Like if they get a one round, you know what I'm saying? He may be
can
like,
go on
job's not finished.
He can go on a DiVincenzo type run. I covered that.
Exactly.
People don't know. Nobody knew who Dante DiVincenzo was before UConn. Was it UConn? What team was he on?
I can't remember. I don't know why I want to say. I want to say Michigan,
Four.
but I don't think it was Michigan. Let me see.
No, it wasn't Michigan.
I'm about to look real quick.
I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was UConn. It's crazy because I covered that Final Four in
Villanova.
San Antonio.
Villanova.
He was part of that Villanova crew. Nobody knew who he was. He was on nobody's draft board.
Right.
And then he whooped in March Madness.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I asked Slim about that the other day. I said, "Have we seen Showtime yet?" He said, "Nah." I'm saying I think I'm gonna bring him out in March. So if he brings him out in March, he might be a DiVincenzo type thing, and you might see a repeat of when Duke had 3 lotteries. They could potentially have 4 lottery picks in this draft with Cooper, Kaman, Khan, and Slim, and 5 first round draft picks because Sion or Sion. I'm sorry, Sion. I've seen him on a couple of first round draft boards. So yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said UNC don't claim bro.
UNC don't
Nev
claim.
two. Shout out to Nev two Trim. He said UNC do not. They don't claim Cooper. He said we don't claim him.
That he ain't theirs. You can't claim him. I've said UNC fans UNC fans who are also Hornets fans want him on the Hornets team. They put aside their UNC, they put aside their Duke hatred because he's such a good player. Bleacher Report has Isaiah going 24, so first round. So
Okay. I'm curious to see where that's going to go during the tournament.
If he continues to shoot, it goes up.
Yeah. We got 100 people in here right now. Make sure y'all like.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we rolling. We got 100 people. So make sure if you are not subscribed to the Pregame podcast, make sure y'all come over, subscribe. That's a free way to support the pod. Make sure you like it so we can get into the algorithm so more people can pull up to the Pregame podcast. We appreciate y'all. All right, so you said something around mock drafts, so it made me think about it. Everybody loves mock drafts. People talk about it. People do it all the time. Same, but we're gonna talk about it. Everybody loves a mock draft. And everyone has their opinion. Nobody knows what's going on. And so my statement, and I want you to finish this question, is NFL mock drafts are what, Vashti?
For losers.
Why for losers?
But who cares? Like, who cares what Bob, who's sitting in front of his computer all day, thinks what the NFL draft order is going to be? Who cares? There are 1,000 players who are drafted. And then you have all of these trades that go on like, bruh, you wasting your time. Like, I haven't looked at a mock draft yet. Some people have the Panthers picking a tight end at number 8. What kind of foolishness is that? Like, no, bruh. Spend some time on something else. Go love on your girl or something. Get out these mock drafts.
Hey, one thing, look, if y'all new here, one thing Vashti gonna do is keep it a buck every single time. All right. So here's my statement, and we're gonna get into it. Mock drafts are cool, but a waste of time. That's just how I feel about it, right?
What's cool about it, Carlo?
What's cool about it, as I consider myself like a big super fan of Carolina, right? So for me, I don't do mock drafts, but I do enjoy watching and seeing where people do it because I'm curious to see each year over year who's more accurate than the others. And then it's funny to watch. To me, it's funny to watch how they change depending on everything. Mock drafts really become somewhat of a potential realistic option after free agency, in my opinion. Once free agency happens, you see where people are, and then mock drafts, okay, I can definitely see this happening. But I mean, the interesting thing about it, let's just keep it a buck. These mock drafts are people's full-time jobs. Like, people have shows on ESPN solely based on doing mock drafts. So the audience is there. But to me, I'm like, hey, you just never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Like you said, trades can happen, either trade up, trade back. But it's interesting. So I just want to hear your thoughts on mock drafts in the chat. What do y'all think about mock drafts? See, Ricky came out and said mock drafts is content. Draft content is racket. That's what he said. So very interesting. Who else? Let's see. All jokes aside.
Hey,
Ricky, when you come back on the show, bro? We need you back on the show.
Ricky, no, stop wasting our time with this draft. Man, please. We don't care. We don't care what you think.
Hey,
Ricky. On the radio, people say, who do you think the Panthers going to pick at 8? Do I get paid by the Panthers to make the pick? Ask Dan that. I don't know who they're going to pick at number 8. I'll tell you what they need, but I don't know who they're going to pick. Come on, bruh. Stop.
Hey, people do. It's just people are excited and they have nothing. Like, we don't have anything else to talk about in terms of Panther stuff until it's time to talk about Panther stuff.
There's plenty of stuff to talk about. Needs.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
that stuff comes. You got your needs, you got your wants, you got your must haves, you got your wanna haves, but then at the same time, people love mock drafts. And so like you give with the people what they want, right, Vashti? Give the people what they want.
this is the perfect time, fellas, because it's really fellas that do this BS. This is the perfect time to
Uh-oh.
love on your. This is the perfect time to love on your girl. See, this is the time where you get to know your woman. You got March Madness coming up. You're gonna neglect her then. Then you got the NBA finals. Then you got the NBA draft, NFL draft. You worried about the wrong things. What you need to be doing is giving that attention to your woman because it's about to get busy in sports. And you over here on your computer looking at mock drafts. We losing recipes.
See, look, I was gonna say something about his emoji. He's being self-deprecating because he's a guilty part of the draft content. See, I told you the audience want get the people what they want. If people ask for mock drafts, they do mock drafts. They're being great content creators, Vashti. You know, but if you sit there and do mock drafts for just for the sake of it, just because you just want to, that's different. That's different. But if they're doing it to create content, hey, do your thing. Do your thing. So we talked about the Dallas Mavs and the Lakers in terms of the trade and all that. You know, I was happy as a Lakers fan, you know, of getting Luka. But ever since they traded Luka, it's just been raining in Dallas, unfortunately, in the most negative way, right? Anthony Davis gets hurt. He's out till who knows when. We're used to that as Lakers fans. But my guy Kyrie tears his ACL. Sad. Kyrie is such a competitor. He did the Kobe move, came back from the injury, shot his free throws, made both of them, and then walked off, right? If you saw, I didn't want to put the video up here because it was definitely a nasty tear. But
We're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to a player for sure. But I wanted to show the picture of him like getting pulled off the court, but then also coming back and hitting these free throws. So my question to you, or the statement, not a question, Kyrie tearing his ACL means Dallas is what? What say you? What does it mean? What does it mean for Dallas?
I mean, were they playoff contenders? Listen, I don't pay attention to this. Okay,
I'll answer. I got you.
I don't. The thing is, like, I know what's going on with the Mavs because obviously the huge Luka trade,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got AD, and then it felt like it was a win now move with the post presence and all of that stuff. But as far as like, I don't know where the Mavs are in their standing in the West. I'm not sure, you know, if they are in playoff contention.
I give you some information.
Okay.
So Dallas, their reason that they wanted to trade Luka is because they said that they needed a dominant power forward by the name of Anthony Davis. And yes, they were close. They were in the running to make some noise in the playoffs. Now, granted, Luka was hurt, calf injury. He didn't come back. They traded him while he was injured. And then they were like, hey, we're going to make a run. We're in win now mode. And ever since then, they have been going downhill from there. A lot of people are injured on the Mavs right now. And now you just lost your starting point guard, right? And now they're saying Anthony Davis may be out indefinitely. He may be just sitting down for the season. So it sounds like they're going from, hey, we want to make a run in the playoffs to we just might, I don't want to say tank, but it's over with.
See, this is my question then, though, because right now they're 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So how far up were they when they made this trade? They couldn't have been that far up than 10th, because at 10, you in playing game scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So you making a win now trade and you playing game and not top tier.
Which is why people are the whole team, not the whole team, excuse me, the whole audience, the whole fan group of Dallas is saying, hey, look, fire Nico Harrison for making this trade. But yeah, they were in like, hey, we want to make a run. We think that this is great. Now here, there's a lot of speculations of reasons why they traded Luka, and I'm not getting into that because all that is speculation, right? But at the same time, my sentence on here is like that means that it's over for Dallas. Dallas is done. this year. They may be done for a while. They looks like they're going to go back into rebuild for loot. Like you let go of a star at 25 years old. Kyrie he's not no spring chicken, right? He's a little long in the tooth. He's 32 years old, and the way that he plays, I'm very curious to see if he's going to be the same Kyrie coming back. I'm concerned on that, but we'll see. And I think he's going to be a free agent. He's going to be a free agent this offseason. So who knows if he's going to come back? And he was due a max contract this offseason. So is that going to change for him in terms of his money? A lot of they got a lot of questions that need to be answered this offseason. So very, very interested to see what's going to happen there. All right, so let's get into another question. We talked about Kevin Durant earlier around people speculating things, and a lot of news was going on around Shedeur Sanders, right? Shedeur Sanders, his draft stock is dropping because of a QB coach. This is all, what people are saying in the social media, but QB coach said that he was arrogant, that it just seems like it's just bad for business, bad for the team, all those different things, right? My question to you, or my statement, if you will, is QB coaches at Combine calling Shedeur arrogant is what?
Who said it?
They won't say. The people that are saying hey, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Josina Anderson, but she tweeted around Josina Anderson.
I know you effing lying.
No, I'm not lying. It was Josina Anderson. I want to say it was. Why you say it like that? What's wrong with Josina? What's wrong with Joe? What's wrong with Joe? Enlighten me. Teach me something.
I don't know, Joe.
Hey, all I'm saying is this is all what I saw on the enters of net, that a certain QB coach, they left that coach nameless, but they're saying that he was coming off arrogant, unprofessional, all those different things. And now they're saying because of this, his draft stock is decreasing and they don't see him potentially going to the top 10.
Understand this. First of all, I gotta go. That's one.
Yes,
but I'm gonna try to get this off as succinctly as possible.
Much appreciated.
I don't put much stock into that for several reasons. No knock on Josina. I saw her at the Combine. I don't know her personally. We probably spoken in passing. But I think Josina is more connected to agents than she is to QB coaches. And with that being said, agents are in the business of raising or lowering draft stock in order to favor their clients. So who knows who told her that? She could have been at the JW. I was at the JW talking to a lot of people. She could have been at the JW and an agent told her, yo, Josina, this QB coach told me such and such and such. Well, the agent could have had ulterior motives. That could have been Cam Ward's agent, or who knows? So what I'm saying is, I don't put much stock into rumors. This is something that happens every year, right out of the Combine, if you track it. And I wish I could go back and pull up specific players. Every year, right out of the Combine, there's a certain player whose draft stock falls or rises because of rumors that come out of the Combine. And it's all rumors.
They tried it with CJ Stroud the other week.
CJ Stroud, it happened with AR. His stock rose tremendously after the Combine. Everybody was saying it was the next Cam Newton. This is what happens during the Combine. It's to stir the pot. That's why every agent in the world is there in Indy, and they're in the ear of any media person or anybody who can put out there and plant those seeds to help their clients. So whether Josina said it or whomever, whether Adam said it, I was at the bar and I saw Adam in the back corner. Adam Schefter in the back corner talking to an agent. So you got to understand that what this is. We got to look.
Sheba said, "Tell him, Mama."
We got to look deeper than what this QB coach. Y'all stop it, Carlo. I gotta go.
Hey, Vashti, as
QB
always.
told
Hey,
Joe
look,
that Shador was arrogant.
don't shoot the
What you
messenger.
want how you want your starting quarterback to be?
Hey,
Oh, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I really appreciate you allowing me to be here. Appreciate you. Oh, please let me clean up the water. Oh, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave these men. I'm just happy to be here. Bye, Carlo. What are we talking about?
look, Vashti, grand opening, grand closing. We appreciate you as always. You know you might. I appreciate you.
All
Hey, have
right,
a good
y'all.
one. All right, we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Vashti hurts, everybody. Vashti hurts. Shout out to Vashti. Shout out to Vashti. All right, let's continue. So, for those who are new, Vashti's here every week, 7:30, and she's gonna bring that type of energy every single time. Every single time. Vashti is gonna keep it a buck at all times. She is not gonna hold back any punches. All right, so let's get into some more information. So let's get into real quick the reason I named this particular podcast or this episode "Buckle Up." Right. So if you haven't seen the inside the mind of an NFL agent Part 1, we talked to Nashad Davis, and I was messaging him about just free agency, some of the things that's going on. I was like, "Yo, this is wild! Like, this is crazy." And his words to me was, "Buckle up." Right. And I responded, "Say no more. Say no more." Now, granted, no, y'all, no chat. He did not give me any information. But I did ask a question. I asked him a question. I said, "Yo, do you know some of the things that are going to happen before we do?" Right? Like I always wondered if agents know of some of either the releases. I mean, not of their clients. Like, yes, they probably know if their client is being released, traded, this, that, and the third. But I'm talking about like, hey, if let's for instance, like Joey Bosa, right? Joey Bosa is not with Wasserman. But I'm like, do you figure out those different things when it's happening? And he was just like, no, like we figure out exactly when you all are. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But when he said buckle up, I knew he knew some things. I know he probably couldn't tell me, but I'm like, yo, say no more. Like I'm locked in. I'm look, seatbelt on. All right, JC Horn style, like straps. We locked in. So I'm excited. One thing I want to talk about is one thing I love about like Panthers Twitter, right? The funniest thing that we all do is right when a player is released, the first thing everybody say, Panther. He's a Panther, right? I'm curious in the chat, like who, like we can't get everybody, y'all. Like, like we think we know that Dan and Brent could potentially cook, but we're not gonna be able to get everybody, y'all. We're not gonna be able to get everybody at all. And so here's my thing. I want to talk to y'all tonight about like who can we potentially get? Like who are the options? Who are the options that we could get? So first things first, I want to talk about is Jair Alexander, right? Jair Alexander is very interesting because one, he's he's young, you know what I'm saying? Like he's from Charlotte. He went to Rocky River High School with my brother. Actually, my little brother was there same time that Jair was, and everyone talks about the opportunity to bring back homegrown talent. Right. My only issue with homegrown talent is they always come towards the latter end of their career. Like, why can't we get this homegrown talent in their prime? Right. Same thing with Javon Hargrave, right? Like Hargrave's from Salisbury, North Carolina, and he's 32, right? Harold Landry, you know what I'm saying? The Titans are looking to potentially trade him. He's from North Carolina, but he's what? I'm not sure. He might be 28, 29, so that's not too bad. But do y'all really think that Jair Alexander is a potential piece? Whoa, I didn't know that. So Jair Alexander is your cousin. Can we get Jair on the pod? Would Jair Alexander come on the pod, Olivia? Will he come on? Like, we can sit there and do that. Like, we can do all that. We can rock with him. But we got to talk about that. I'm gonna have to hit you up on that. If we can get Jair Alexander on the pod, that'd be lit. That'd be a fun one. We'll interview him. Yes, Nev, like Clowney, right? Clowney's good, but he's towards the end of his career. Like, we can't get any homegrown talent towards in their prime. And the other thing about it too is, and the thing that I'm an optimist, y'all. I'm very optimistic. I like to look at things glass half full or Kool-Aid half full, however you want to say it. But I think the thing that scares me about I'm okay, context. I'm excited about what's going to happen in the free agency. I do think that we're going to have a very good free agency, if you will. But I think the thing that scares me a bit is will people want to come to Carolina versus other teams, right? One thing that I have noticed with the reason we probably traded for Deontay Johnson at the time is some, call it if you will, I'm going to use this word loosely, but elite players may not want to come to Carolina right now. Maybe one, it's a small market. Two, we weren't winning. But that's why we have to overpay sometimes, like a Robert Hunt. Granted, he's worth the money. Damian Lewis, worth the money, but we had to overpay for them. But knowing our cap situation right now, I'm scared about having to overpay too many people where we lose out on other players, which is why you trade for players, right? You trade for them because then, hey, they are locked in to you for at least that year, and then you can figure out what you got to do after that. So with Jair Alexander being cut, now granted, everybody remembers what Jair did last time they played Carolina here at Carolina. He came on as a captain, even though he's not a captain, was like, yo, I'm home. Like, it is what it is. Can you see him wanting to come here? Hey, she said she'll see what we can do. Hey, yo, she pulled that off, y'all. Y'all gonna pull up? We interviewed Jair Alexander. I know he probably not gonna pull up during free agency piece, but if he do, that's lit. Like, if Jair's trying to pull up, look, like I said, man, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, because you never know who can pull up to the pregame. All right. W. Everybody saying W live. W. If that can happen, that can happen. And Deontay's right. Panther tax. It's a Panther tax, a losing tax, man. You got to pay for it. You got to pay to play at this point in time. Now, granted, hopefully you'll get to the point where you can get like the Eagles, right, where everybody want to play with you. The best defensive end, Myles Garrett, want to come play at the Eagles potentially. Like all those different times. Hopefully that will come. But right now, bro, we gotta trade for talent, which is why I want to bring up DK Metcalf, right? DK Metcalf. Shout out to my guy Dunk. He had a great. If you don't follow Dunk, go to Unnecessary Bluntness. Solid guy. And he talked about the value of DK, and I agree with him that DK is definitely underrated, extremely underrated, right? But I hope and pray that, and I think they are, but I hope that Dan is on the phone having that conversation with John Schneider, right? And I posted something on Twitter earlier this week. It was a interview that Dan did with CBS, and they asked him who do you idolize in terms of GMs, right? And he was like, hey, John Schneider. John Schneider's my guy. He's the one that gave me an opportunity, the one that got me in this business, the one that hired me first. And my biggest thing is when it comes to just the front office, culture, you can't, the biggest thing and the reasons why GMs are good GMs, when GMs what separates good GMs and great GMs are relationships. And what I mean by that is relationships, not just in the locker room and relationships with their players, but relationships across the league, right? Because if you are an a-hole, nobody's going to want to trade with you. You know what I'm saying? If you are not cool, calm, collected, or genuine of a person, nobody's going to rock with you when it's time to give a call and say, hey, Bob, how you doing? Hope everything's well. Hey, I want to do this. That. No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to trade. I don't rock with you. I don't want to do that unless you've given him a Godfather offer, right? But it's all about relationships. So with him knowing John for as long as he did, John being at the Seahawks for 15 years, and in 2010 giving Dan his start in the front office business and the scouting. We have to be. It just makes sense, chat, that we got to be one of the front runners, right? Like, of course, who knows? He may give him a nice little brotherhood discount, but I doubt that, because at the end of the day, there's a job that needs to be done. But I thought that was very interesting, and I'm very curious to see like what will happen in that regard, right? What do y'all think? Oh, whoa, Deontay, DK's a pass for you. If not DK, then who? If you can't go to Bella Noches, then where can you go? Like, what's wrong with DK? Like, DK out of like T Higgins probably not gonna happen, right? They letting go of dang on Trey Hendrickson. Like, they're trying to keep T, right? Brandon Ayuk coming off an injury. And I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to deal with that contract, because the way that they work that contract, if you look at Spot Track, like, it's a little scary, right? But DK, I think he just fits, and it's just too much. Like, it's too much smoke there in terms of, the relationships. Dave Canales being there for as long as he was, being the wide receivers coach. Brad Isaac then became the wide receivers coach there. They just know it's just too many relationships there for it to not potentially happen. I agree. They're not getting, shout out to my pops, they're not getting the first and third from nobody. Yeah. And I mentioned this. I sent a tweet about this too. Everybody's freaking out about the first and third. Let me tell you something. It's negotiation tactics, y'all. It's business, right? And if you ever been in a room where negotiations happen, or if you have ever done any negotiations in your corporate experience, right? You always start high and then meet somewhere in the middle, right? So if you have an asking price, you always go above that asking price just to see if you can get a little bit more from said person or said company. And then from there, you find a way to meet in the middle. It's called anchoring, right? You start high. And if there's a lot of offers, a lot of people, if you're selling a home, let's use home for an example, right? You're selling a home, you start high. And then, of course, the serious buyers will start to either negotiate with you or still be in conversation. But you'll weed out the people who are not really ready to buy a house, right? You weed out those people. And then from there, okay, now we can negotiate. You come back with a counter offer. Okay, we can somehow meet in the middle. So they're hoping like, hey, let's see. Right now, we know DK is in his prime. He's 27 years old, 6'4", 227 pounds. He's in his prime. Let's see. Desperate times call for desperate measures for teams. Everybody is looking for a wide receiver one or someone of his stature. He's bigger, faster, stronger than a lot of wide receivers that are in the NFL. Let's see what we can get from him. Let's see who's desperate. So you start high, and then now it's going to come down. We'll start to see nobody's going to give him a first and third. But of course, they're going to test it and see, okay, the Panthers really need somebody. Let's see if we can get something. And from our past front office, you saw we let go to get Bryce. Hey, I don't blame the Seahawks for trying. Straight up, I'm being completely honest. I don't blame them for trying. They tried, it failed. Hey, I don't blame them for trying, y'all. I really don't. What do I think we'll get from it? I think I'm cool with a pick swap. I think they're at like 12 or 18. They're somewhere in the teens. I'm cool with a pick swap. We drop down from 8 to wherever, but we're not going to give them a first. Exactly. Yeah, we ain't getting no 1 and 3, but you got to start somewhere, right? Which is why, like, I don't want to bring up old stuff, right? But the whole Brian Burns thing, Rams trying to give up 2 first. Stuff like that don't happen often, but Burns was on a rookie contract, so he's cheap. The reason why the first and third ain't happening with DK is because he's trying to get paid. So not only are you trying to you want us to give up a first and a third, but then we got to pay him $30 million, close to $30 million a year. It's not happening. Which is why everybody was tripping about the whole what's his name? Christian Kirk thing with Houston. He only got a 7th. Yeah, they took the whole contract. He's getting paid $15 million next year. So the way the negotiations work, and I have a whole episode. I think I did it last year called "The Art of Negotiation." Y'all go check that out because I talked about like how negotiations can work, and that was last year. So, but hey, the biggest thing about it is if you know that you're gonna have to pay somebody, you know what I'm saying, or you're taking the whole contract. That's why you can say, hey, I give you a 7th. I'm taking this whole contract. It's off of your cap space. You don't have to worry about it, but I'll have to throw you 7 because this is a lot of money. It's hard to say no to certain things like that, right? And they have a whole value system and all that stuff in the NFL, but that's basically how it works. That's how it works. That's hilarious. We're gonna pose tariffs on Seattle to DK. Hey, too soon on tariffs, man. Too soon. Too soon. Let's see. Sleep Vic said we also gonna have to take on the contract, which is why I think exactly. That's what I was just saying. We're gonna have to take that contract. So I think it's gonna be interesting. One thing I want to talk about real quick though is this, right? And if y'all have any other questions or anything, let me know. But I did see this at the Grammys. We're getting off sports for a minute. Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, right? Here's my thought on that real quick. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. I feel like this is a PR stunt. I don't think it's true, right? I think it's a PR stunt. I don't think that this is gonna last. I don't know. This is like I'm big on like, look, there's a difference between soft launches and hard launches, right? Soft launches, that's what I did with the logo. I kind of told y'all that we're gonna do a logo that is gonna be different colors, and then we revealed it slowly but surely. If you saw the interview with the agent, I had a little black and white, like it was, you know what I'm saying? Like we soft launched that bad boy. To hard launch a relationship like that is pretty wild to me. I don't know. I don't know about this one, y'all. I think this is a PR stunt. I think that Tiana saw that Aaron Pierre was the next thing smoking on the Hollywood buzz list in terms of what he did for Lion King and all those different things. And she said, I'm going for it. I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't think this one going to last. What y'all think? I don't think it's going to last at all. I really don't. I really don't. As y'all pulling all in this stuff, one thing I want to talk about, we're going back to football, is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley got paid, y'all. He got paid. He is the highest paid running back in running back history. And to me, I feel like it's good for business. Running backs were so disrespected last year. And every running back who changed teams, I'll name a few: Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs. There's a few, right? They balled out. They did really well this year, right? They're in the top 10, top 12. And I think it's good for business. So shout out to the running backs, y'all. Like shout out to the running backs for showing their value. And it's funny how like the pendulum swings in the NFL from being a running league to a passing league, back to a running league. And so I think that we're noticing, based on the success of the Philadelphia Eagles, especially in the playoffs, that the run game matters, right? Will they pay what Saquon's getting paid? Probably not, because I think it's leaning towards a running back by committee type of league. But I think that they definitely helped the running backs get paid. So get paid, Barkley, bruh. Get paid, young man. You know one thing here at the Pregame Podcast, I always say this: I'm always for players. I'm a 4-player type of person, unless you prove me otherwise, right? But I'm always down for the players to get their money, because at the same time, that team would drop you like that daggone Jaguars GM did to all those receivers today. Here today, going tomorrow, right? Here today, going tomorrow. That's how they do. If they can find somebody better than you, they're going to try to do it if they can, right? So shout out to Saquon for getting this money, getting that guarantee, and then also getting the incentives, because he's a very competitive person. Get those incentives in there too, because that'll keep you going and keep you motivated. So he deserved it. Good for him. People saying it looks like promo. It's a promo for something? Okay. That makes sense, because I don't see them together. I really don't. I don't. So that's very interesting. Okay. That's news to me. News to me for sure. Last thing I want to talk about. Let me pull this up real quick. Here's the last thing I want to talk about. So last thing I want to talk about is this particular video I saw of Drake. Where is it? Here it is. So Drake in a club, y'all. Drake in a club. He rented out this whole club for himself just to gamble in it, right? On a Tuesday. He said club going up on a Tuesday by myself. One man, two screens, one couch. This is some I don't know what to do with type of money. Like I got so much money I don't know what to do type of money. My question to y'all in the chat is if you had money like this, like what is that I'm gonna do something weird or crazy thing that you would do? Like for me personally, I don't know if I would do something like this where I rent out a whole club just to use their screens, just to gamble, and with confetti in a mink coat. Like that's that. I just got so much money I don't know what to do with it. So I'm gonna do something wild type money, right? What's that one wild thing? Have y'all thought about that? Where you like, yo, I always wanted to do something like this. Oof. You going there? You going there, Deontay? Huh? You going there? That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Not talking about the meet the grams on them. Sheesh. It's spooky. But yeah, what would y'all do with the money? Like, I don't know if I would do something like that, but I'm trying to think like if I had like I don't know what to do with money, like I'll rent out an amusement park or something like that and just invite all my friends and family. But like people could do that all the time, right? Like people do that all the time. But I don't know if I'm just buying a club. Like that's just that you just waste the money. Now you bought the club and then now you gambling. And I don't know, man. That was just kind of weird to me. I saw it and I was like, yo, like what would y'all do with that? Like, would you do something like that? Good question. Good question. Opinions on Evan Graham. I like him. I think that, I'm not one of those type. I try not to be. Let me be clear. I try not to be that type of person was like Panther for everybody, right? But personally, it's between if I had to get a tight end for the Panthers, right? Michael Mayer, Evan Graham, right? Those are my two options that I would look at. Evan Graham, in terms of a trade, is going to cost a little bit more, in my opinion, because he's on a rookie contract, right? He hasn't really produced as much in the NFL as he did in Notre Dame. But I think he's going to cost more because he's a rookie contract. Evan Ingram, he didn't really do much. He had flashes at the Giants, but they unlocked him truly at Jacksonville. So yeah, I would take him. I would take him on a vet minimum if I can. I think he's great. He's 30 years old, I believe. I think he is a upgrade to Tommy Tremble. He can catch. He can definitely make some things shake. So yeah, I would take Evan Ingram. I would. That's a good question. Any other questions y'all have? Oh, Nev, you getting Panthers box seats? Unfortunately, man. Like, look, bro. Oh, you said. Oh, you're talking about. Yeah, I feel that. No, if I had just buku, like I don't know what to do with money. It's that bottom section. Not box seats, but it's like literally in one of the end zones where you got like your bar right behind you. It's a nice spot. Usually some of the ball players be sitting there. I would be right there. I would get that, and I'll rent that that'll be mine, the whole section, and just me and the fellas and all the people who want to come with me. I would do that. So I don't know if I'll be in a box, but I'll be down in the. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a great call, actually. Yeah, I would do that. Any other questions before we close, man? This was good. Yeah, I know it's a steak promo, but it's still just different. Like we were talking about Lenny Williams earlier and acting your age and all that stuff. I don't know, man. Like I don't know, bro. Like, like Kai Cenat said it too. Like, look, if I'm gonna promote something, I gotta promote something I believe in. Maybe he believes in that, but I don't know. It is definitely probably a promo, but they must be paying him something crazy. But I don't know. Look, y'all, we have 100 people in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We live every Thursday, 7:30. Like you see, it's a fusion. We talk about a little bit of everything. And the cool thing about it is, like, I love engaging with the audience because we want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. And I've been going back and forth. And before we close, I've been going back and forth on this. And I want to see if there is if y'all would be interested in this. I've been going back and forth on doing a live during free agency on Monday. Kind of talk about all the signings, what's going on, and just a place for I can drop a link in. Y'all can come on, talk, and just a place for everybody to just kind of join in live on what's taking place across free agency. Now, here's the thing: we'll talk a lot about the Panthers on there, but we're gonna talk about more than just that, right? Like here, we talk about a little bit of everything. Yes, we're Panthers fans, but we talk about a little bit of everything. I've been thinking about doing that. Y'all let me know if, hey, appreciate you, Nev. Appreciate you, bro. Y'all let me know. Gotta do a fan episode. So look, bro, y'all can come on. Y'all let me know. We'll do a fan episode. Y'all can come on, ask us questions. We can talk about whatever y'all want. But I've been leaning towards doing like a whole free agency. Like, I think it starts at 10. So starting at 10 and just covering it on Monday. I know, but here's the thing, y'all. Y'all know the rumors are gonna come out. The rumors are gonna come out and on Sunday, and it's gonna just ruin a whole bunch of stuff. People are gonna be talking about it on Sunday, and so like, is it gonna be enough content? I don't know. I've been thinking about it, yo. That's the move. A free agency frenzy live marathon. Is that the move, y'all? Y'all let me know. One person said that's the move. I'm down for it. I'll do it. I'll be right here. I'll do it. But yeah, I'll let y'all know on Twitter and social media if I decide to do it. If I can make something shake, or I feel like this, I don't know, man. It's a lot of people that got released. I think it's gonna be lit. I think it's gonna be a lot of energy. And if y'all want to come on and talk about it, we can. I might hit up a few friends. Let's see if Ricky available, Dunk, Pat Coltrane, somebody. We'll have to hit up a few people and see what's up. But I may do it. I'm gonna pray about it. But look, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, sub up to the pregame, man. We lit, we live. It's always a vibe, y'all. Always a vibe. And I wasn't trying to rhyme, but that was a bar right there. Make sure y'all go check out the Inside the Mind of an NFL Agent that went out today. Here every Thursday, 7:30. It's been real. I appreciate y'all for pulling up on the pregame. 104 people in here rocking with your boy. I appreciate that. People who are watching on Twitter, just make sure y'all just go over to YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're at, like, last time I checked, we're at like 291. I'm trying to get to 500, y'all. I'm trying to get this YouTube partnership. Can y'all help your boy? I'm trying to get this YouTube partnership, get this thing cracking, right? Because I got so many dope ideas, but we just need more people, so we can do more live shows. I got merch ideas. Like, there's different things I want to do, but look, bro. Like, we only gonna go as far as y'all want this to go. Where y'all want this to go, right? Because I know where I want to go. And I appreciate y'all for pulling up. So we out of here. I'll see y'all next Thursday, 7:30. Might see y'all on Monday. We'll see. If not, definitely Thursday. We out.